Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Thursday, September 11th. So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, I thought the topic could be, are you the type of person that will ask for help when you need help? Or do you just kind of don't like to bother anybody and just do your own thing? Good question. So, this should be a good video. So, we'll be right back. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, if you didn't already know it. And yes, this is the weekday, Monday through Friday. Today is Thursday, September 11th. Let's remember that. Let's remember Charlie Kirker of 2025. What are we talking about today? We're talking about having the ability to ask for help, knowing when you're in trouble and you need help with something, and then having the ability to ask. Now, there's two different things right there, right? One is recognizing when you need help. I see that with a lot of people. Common sense seems like it's not really prevalent like it used to be. We're not teaching common sense. So what ends up happening is the younger people aren't being taught correctly, and instead of using common sense, they're just doing whatever. Common sense is something that is taught from day one when I was young, and it's something that everybody possesses. It's just how well you use it, right? But today is talking about if you're in the repair shop and you run into a repair job that you've never seen before and you're stumped. What do? Do you just wade in and hope for the best? Do you run to YouTube and see if you can't find a YouTube video that's showing you that particular thing? Do you have a network of other mechanics at your fingertips so that you can call or have one of them come over if they're not that far away and take a look at it? Maybe they've seen it before, or none of the above. You just say, I ain't doing it. Because we've done that before too. One of the biggest decisions I made and the best decision I made was when we dropped Massimo Coleman, the whole Chinese gauntlet of crap. Honest to God crap. We looked at it as being a moneymaker for warranty work. And we were going backwards. They weren't paying that well, if they did pay. And the parts were marked up like crazy. And nothing was simple. You just couldn't, they wanted you to buy the tester, and that was like $400 and some dollars. And then the flashes on the dash. And Claude went around and around and around. And I consider Claude a really good mechanic. If he hasn't seen it before, he has the ability to take it apart and find the issue and put it back together. But even him, I've got him over the years to work within a network. And we have other shops, whether it's farm tractor repair, small engine repair. I've told you on this channel before is don't make the other shops your competition. Don't compete with the other shops. Don't. My best advice is to work together with them. And I'm not saying work together to put something over on a customer. Not even close. I'm saying work together to support each other. And that means you may have to get the ball rolling. And that is, what do I have to offer to the other shops? If you're new getting into the business, you don't have a lot to offer, do you? Because you don't have the experience that these guys have got, right? But you may have something that they don't have. Maybe you have the business sense or the technology sense, the new way of doing things. And when they're struggling, the older shops struggling trying to do warranty submits because now it's all online, you have the ability to go in and help them do that. So don't ever sell yourself short either of saying, well, I don't have nothing I can offer. Just give that some thought. Because more than once, I've had Claude get on the phone with any number one of these, and I've had them come to our shop and go out and show him and work with him. And more than once, I've had Claude go to their shop and help them do something. It's a give and take. You can't have it so that you take from everybody else without offering something back. It's got to be a give and take relationship. And it also has to be a relationship that's genuine, that when these older mechanics are telling you something, you need to shut up and listen. You can ask questions if you don't quite understand something. But if you're the type that says, oh, I know that, and this, you're doing this wrong, I guarantee you those other mechanics will shut down and will not. Actually, they'll set you up for a fail. They'll put the screws right to you. The old timers, yeah. Because they don't like a know-it-all. If you're book smart and you don't have the mechanical hands-on yet, don't be telling them how great you are. You can give them back something that they don't have, and that may be the new up-to-date ways of doing certain things. But you have to do it with finesse too, because these guys are proud people. They're proud mechanics. They hate to have to ask anybody for anything. But the network that I've got set up in the group, everybody feels comfortable with just grabbing the phone and calling. And I don't consider it a loss in our shop if I have to send Claude out for 2 hours to somebody else's shop, because it'll come back somewhere else. So never rule out that avenue of there's one place to get help. YouTube, you may have to go through quite a number of videos to get to the one that you want. Is there probably a video out there, a good video on it? Yes. But if you're looking at the guys that are clean before they start and clean when they get done, that's probably not the video to watch. Everything has been clean, spotless, and they're not showing you how hard it is to actually do the job. And we've seen this before. You know, Claude will have me get on YouTube and try to find a video on a certain thing, and they'll skip this whole part that he's having issues with to get to the problem. And Claude's like, well, they just skipped the hardest part. Why isn't it there? Because they don't want you to know how hard it was. Because they want to look professional. You take the guy that's got grease up his arms and he's fighting with it. He's out with the torch, you know, heating up bolts and trying to break things loose. That's the video to watch. Because what I find a lot with the videos that are out there, it discourages a lot of really good up and coming mechanics. Because they look at the videos and they say, well, it's only supposed to take 40 minutes to do the complete job, and I can't get past point B. And nobody's showing me how to get by point B because everything is seized right up. So they get discouraged. You get discouraged, right? And you just give it up because it was supposed to be a cakewalk. The good videos to watch are the ones that they take you every step of the way through the whole process. When I do a video, I don't leave out anything. When I'm editing, I may edit out some of the lighter stuff. But if we're having problems with something, whether it be a bolt snapping off in the crank, whether it be anything, if we run into where we have to get the cutting torches out to heat, to cut, I want to show you that because I want you to understand that it's not always a cakewalk. And I think it keeps more people in tow as far as when it comes to watching videos and learning from it if you show them the hard parts. I've seen videos where guys would go through the hard parts, edit it out, and then put it back together, and then it's almost like the bolts are finger tight. They just spin them right off. And I've seen and helped Claude with that particular job out in the shop, and I'm like, it ain't that easy. We've had numerous ones, and it's not that easy. They don't come out finger tight. They're a pain in the backside. Or that if you want to change a carburetor on a trimmer where you have to take the whole head of somebody all completely apart and put it all back together. And then, having the holes strip out where you're trying to tighten the covers back on. These things happen, but they get edited out. I think most people, whether you're book smart or you're hands-on smart, if you can hook up with a mechanic that has done it before and has done it well and is willing to walk you through it, and I'll tell you, I call it teachable moments. When we get on the phone and nobody else has seen it, and everybody else wants to know what the answer is if we figure it out. And eventually we figure it out, and I'm making a phone call to all of them saying, this is what it was. This is what our problem was. And everybody is writing it down in their notebook. If we run into this, this is the issue, and this is the resolution. If you're a one-man band and you're staying cut off from all the other shops, you can't know it all. There's just no way. And why would you want to spend all that time trying to learn it without knowing exactly what you're going to get into if you had a network of other mechanics you could tag? See, normally I would tell you Facebook groups, but they're all a bunch of hams. Everybody just downtrods each other, and even when someone asks a really good question, they're made fun of. So I wouldn't recommend a Facebook group if you're just starting out, or even if you've been at it for a while, unless you're looking for a laugh, because I don't even laugh at it. I'm just like disgusted that, wait a minute, you're supposed to be in the role of helping other up-and-coming mechanics, and you're supposed to be in the role of helping other individuals that are maybe do-it-yourselfers at home that haven't seen something before and they're asking a question. Either don't answer, don't be snarky, and well, this question's only been asked 1,000 times. Yeah, the person probably should have done a search on the group, but on the other hand, I always figure if someone is asking that question, there's probably 10 more people that are thinking that same question but are afraid to ask. And they're just waiting for a good response to go by. So I wouldn't push you towards Facebook groups either. Not unless you can get into a small group with good mechanics that maybe. But I know I'm old school, and that is, I'm a type of person that I'll do anything for anybody within reason, as long as it's not detrimental to them or somebody else. But I'm a poor one when it comes for asking help myself. I'm a pain in the ass. Everybody, I hear constantly, when it comes time for birthdays, Christmases, and all that, I'm a hard person to buy for because if I want it, I just go get it. And I learned a valuable lesson, with being seriously close to dying, in my 62 years of where I had to ask for help. And I really didn't ask for help in the beginning. It just started showing up. And then my family told me, look, you've done so much for so many people, or it's time to allow them to at least try to give something back to repay you. And that's how they sold it to me. And, I probably said this before, when I was having problems with my Mediset in the beginning, I just made a slight mention of it on my Facebook actual friends pages, on my own page, personal page. And over 20 people responded, sent me private messages. I'll be there in the morning to do this. And people wanted to help. And there was an outpouring of support. There still is. So that tells me I must be doing something right in life if people are willing to help me. And if you're in that situation and you really haven't been out there helping other people, if you have people that step in and help you, just your job is to get well and stay well, and then you can repay that kindness, pay it forward. Don't worry about it while you're sick. Just work on you and getting yourself back better. And when you can get to that point of where you can start helping other people, do it. If you're not sick and you're doing well right now, if you can help other people along the way, why wouldn't you? If I can give somebody a hand up to find a better life, why wouldn't I? I mean, it's not in my makeup to not try to help someone that's struggling. Now, when it comes to drugs and alcohol, that's where I draw the line, and I toe the line. Is I'm not going to support that habit. I'm not going to give you money to feed that habit. Get into a rehab or go through, best thing that could happen is go to jail for a week. It's just to clear your system out. But even in this area, there's one of the local hospitals that has a detox where you can go in and they will detox you slowly using medications, so that, because it can kill you if you are really heavily using and drinking and you decide you're going to stop, all hell breaks loose. Been there, done that with alcohol. So, I mean, I speak from, I'm not hypocritical. Let's put it that way. You need to learn to recognize when you need help, and then you also need to be able to ask for help. And the best way to ask for help is if you're helping other people, then you could always look at it as this is their way to help pay back your help to you, if that makes any sense. If you stay cooped up in your shop and you're not helping anybody, maybe you're helping your customers with their stuff, and that's what we do. We're in the service sector, right? We're the people pleasers for the most part. But I think it's even more important if you're a one-man band to be networked with the other shops. And one way to do that is, if things are slow in the shop for a day, close up and then just go out and visit each shop and go out and see the mechanics. Ask if you can visit with the mechanics. Introduce yourself. You have a lot to offer them too. I'm telling you right now. I have not met a mechanic that hasn't had something to offer the group. Whether it's the technology side, old school side, certain tools that make your job easier, you always have something to offer back if you decide to go that route. You don't need to do it alone, I guess. And I would say, Jason, I'm kind of looking for your input on this one too. Do you have a network of guys that you hook up with if you run into a gauntlet? I mean, we have this group here in this channel where people can You're more than welcome to post something that you're up against and could use some help. And you will get feedback. And it's not going to be snarky. You're not going to get made fun of. That's not who we are. We're just a bunch of good old boys and gals with our coffee and enjoying each other's company. So give that some thought today. Or in the comments what your thoughts are and if you're networked and how you set up your little network. So on that note, you guys have a great Thursday, and we'll catch you here bright early tomorrow morning for another day of the weekday. You guys enjoy your Thursday.